Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I decided to make a video on how to keep motivated and basically how to be motivated, especially during these times. Obviously, like, it's really easy to fall off like your kind of routine or whatever does keep me motivated like throughout time. If you're doing something like going to the gym, trying to lose weight, everything like that, right? But especially during these times, especially during lockdown where we don't have like a lot of the things that would possibly keep us motivated at hand anymore. Like physically going to the gym or physically going to school or going to uni or going to college and just all those type of things, or going to work even. So I just wanted to share some of the things that I do to keep myself motivated. I have been getting quite a lot of questions either from friends or from you guys as well, like regarding things like that. How I mentioned in my last video how I was feeling a bit sluggish. I wasn't really, you know, up for doing like my normal things, i.e. getting up and doing my workouts in the morning, getting up and like planning out my day. I just kind of wanted to lie in my bed and just forget about the world and just forget that everything existed, kind of thing. So I just want to say, first of all, right, that is so normal. It's normal to feel sluggish. It's normal to not feel motivated. It's normal to not feel like there's even any worth in what you're doing. It's okay to feel like that. And I feel like the first thing to do when you feel like that is just accept the fact that it's happening. Accept the fact that you're going through a hard time. You're going through just a period of time where you're just not going to feel motivated, and that's okay. And you pushing through those moments is actually what's making you stronger, either mentally and physically. So I just want to say that first of all. Second of all, I just want to say that not everything that I'm going to say in this video is going to make you motivated, because we're different people. So obviously I'm going to give you guys some advice and you can try them out, but it might not work for you. So, and that's okay as well. If this doesn't work for you and you possibly have things that help you, please stick them down in the comment section below, because I'd love to find even more things to keep me motivated, because I'm kind of struggling right now. And that's why I feel like this video is just I'm kind of hitting it at the right time, purely because right now I'm not feeling as motivated as I felt at the start of January, at the start of New Year. And also I've been getting a lot of, you know, response off of how you guys are feeling as well, and some of you guys aren't feeling, you know, 100% motivated now. So I feel like I'm hitting this at the right time, and hopefully it will motivate you. So I haven't wrote anything down, I haven't planned this video whatsoever. All I've did is just planned the topic. So I just wanted to make this more of a kind of chatty video rather than looking down at my notepad and looking down at the points that I've made, because I feel like motivation comes in all types, shapes and sizes. I'm just going to start off with what I do to just get myself out of bed. So basically what I do to kind of like get myself out of bed when I'm not feeling 100% is basically writing down everything that I kind of want to do that day. Now, I might not necessarily do everything that I've written down, but if I write it down, it's on paper, I can see it and I know that it needs done. So I kind of use that as my motivation. If you live like yourself, or you live with your significant other and whatnot, and your place is looking just a mess or it's not looking right, start with the favourite room that you feel like cleaning, or the favourite thing that you clean. So for me, ironically, it's actually doing the dishes and putting the dishes away, because I feel like it starts off, I'm looking over at my sink right now. If you see me looking that way, it's because I'm looking at my sink. Because I started doing it a lot, it's one of the quickest things that I can do now is just wash the dishes and put them up. When I do that, it gets me started, so it kind of gets me on a roll. So I wash the dishes and I go, right, while they're drying, I'm going to stick a washing in, and then as soon as I stick a washing in, I'm like, right, wipe down the worktops, and then while I've got the cloth and the spray out, I go, oh, the living room, so the coffee table, which you guys are sitting on right now, and like my TV unit, and just different things that have got dust on them. So then I go through each room and start dusting and things like that. Don't start off with the biggest thing that you need to clean, because if you start off with the biggest thing that you clean, so for my biggest thing is doing the bathroom, because there's just so many products that I need to use in there, and there's quite a lot of bending and, you know, going in wee nooks and crannies and things like that, and I just feel like it's so time consuming. Start off off with the smallest task and one of your favourite tasks to do. So that could be organising your clothes, or it could be, for me, it's putting the dishes away and like tidying up the kitchen. Because my kitchen's really small as well, I feel like it's easier for me. I kind of went off a wee bit track there. So to get myself out of bed, I kind of think to myself, I write down everything that I want to do and I have a look at what I need to do, and that kind of like boosts me to say, right, this is what I need to do, and I just try and stick to it. I also, when I'm writing down things, I also put a time scale on it. I literally write down near enough everything to do in the day. So it's like, I even need to write down to remind myself to eat, purely because like if I have a lot to do that day, I'll forget to eat something. So basically, like I'll write it down in the order that I want to do things. So to start off with, when I wake up in the morning, I make my coffee, so I'll write down make my coffee, and then I'll put workout, and then the next I'll put go for a shower, and then make breakfast, and then tidy the flat, and then do uni work, and then film a YouTube, then edit a YouTube, then do some more uni work. So then so that's just an example, but I'll also put things in between that I'll just do throughout the day. So for me, I need to remind myself to keep my stories updated, to keep you guys engaged in what I'm trying to, not promote, but basically what I'm trying to get across and what I'm trying to build like as a platform. So that's just kind of like a little thing that I do. But also when I really feel really unmotivated, I think back to why I started this in the first place. I think back, so for example, YouTube, right? I'm really struggling right now, like not for content, but I'm just really struggling with YouTube because editing takes up a lot of time, and it's just, I love YouTube, I love you guys, and I love the support that I'm getting from it. I'm losing the motivation, like I'm losing kind of some of the fun out of it. So I then think back to why I started YouTube in the first place. I started YouTube, I was so insecure about myself, I was insecure about my body, I was insecure about my weight. I'm still a wee bit insecure about my weight, but regardless, I was so insecure about people judging me. I was not even remotely happy with myself and with the choices that I was making in life, and just I had a lot of guilt about my past. I kept referring back to my past, and it was just stopping me from moving on in my life. And I started YouTube thinking, do you know what, it's something that I've thought about doing since I was 16, and I'm just going to try it out and see what happens. I then realised, wait a minute here, I could use my stories and my experiences in life to help other people. And then it was when I got my first message, you know, regarding one of my mental health videos. It was saying how it kind of helped them and it kind of inspired them to kind of keep going. And when I think back to that time, it motivates me to keep going, because I'm showing people that you don't need to be famous already, you don't need to have a big following, it's okay to start from scratch, and it's okay to be yourself. I've shown people that that's okay, and I've shown people that that's a good thing, and it's, you know, I've shown people that you don't need to be anything or be a certain person to start anything in life. So when I think back to these things, that's what kind of motivates me to keep going. Things to motivate me with uni, like genuinely trying to keep to a schedule. So basically what I do on a Monday I wake up extra early on a Monday, so I'll normally get up about maybe 9 o'clock, like Tuesday through to Friday. I'll normally have a long lie on Saturdays and Sundays, so I'll normally get up about 8:30, 9 o'clock, like Tuesday through to Friday. But on a Monday I will get up at 7:30 and I will do my workout, I'll do everything that I want to do, you know, make my coffee and everything else. I need to have my coffee in the morning. I will sit and go through my uni schedule. So basically, because it's all online, we get a thing called a dashboard, and basically it's on the portal for my university, and it will tell me like what lectures I have that week, and if there's going to be any announcements at some point, or if there's any module drop-ins and things like that. So I'll go through everything, and I'll go through the teaching that is for that week. So the teaching gets uploaded at midnight on a Monday, and well, Sunday going into Monday, and I will go through the teaching and see how much I have, and then what I'll do is I'll write down in my diary all the stuff that I want to do. I normally try and finish my uni notes by Thursday, so that Friday I can just kind of concentrate on my YouTube video and things like that. But I go through everything and I write down a schedule, and I'm really strict on myself to try and keep to that schedule. And also at the same time, like I said before, I put a time scale on things. So I say to myself, right, I'm going to write out notes for like 2 hours. Then, so like today for example, right, I done my workout, I went for a shower, I made breakfast, and then I I said to myself, right, I'm going to do uni notes. I was still in my robe and everything. I said to myself, I am not going to get ready, put my makeup on, do my hair and put my clothes on until I have done 2 hours of uni work. So I sat in my robe, butt naked by the way, in my living room till 2 o'clock until I got my uni work done, like the uni work that I wanted done. Then I said to myself, right, I'm going to give myself an hour to get ready and then an hour to film, so that's 2 hours. And then I said to myself, I'll then do another hour of note taking and then I'll edit my video and get it out for tonight. That's like how I say to myself, and I'm so strict and I need to stick to it. If I don't stick to it, then I'll get really irritated in myself. So I think sometimes you just need to be a bit more, you know, forceful in yourself, and you need to try and just push yourself and keep pushing yourself to get that end goal, because it's not going to get handed to you on a plate, unfortunately. Obviously, like when I'm chatting right now, like obviously there's no structure to this, and sometimes my videos when I'm editing them are just a complete mess, but I feel like these chatty videos are more relatable because I'm just chatting to you guys and I'm just being real to myself as well, but I'm being real to you because I feel like just being fake is just unrealistic, and it's just going to put especially young girls and boys, like it's going to put a really different perspective on the real world. I just want to say that even though you might not feel motivated, I feel that accepting the fact that you're not going to feel motivated is okay, and just accepting it, you can just have an off day and then try again the next day, because there's no point in trying to force yourself through an unmotivated day. Sometimes you have to, obviously, if you're going into work, and obviously during these circumstances or during these times, like I feel like getting up and just acting like my day, basically just acting out a normal day. I just kind of pretend that obviously I'm just off work like every day, right? But I still try and get myself up early in the morning, roughly the same time I'd be getting myself up to go to uni, and the time that I would probably be driving to uni, I just use it productively, as in like I do a workout, I make a coffee, I clean up the flat, I do different things. So basically the time that I would be using to either drive to work or drive to uni and things like that, I just use my time more productively. But obviously that's a lot easier said than done, but I feel like doing that kind of makes it a bit better for myself, because it makes me feel a bit better that I've been more productive, and it makes me feel like it's a more normal day, if that makes sense, even though we're not in normal times whatsoever. I also want to touch on, you know, motivation to lose weight and motivation to gain weight and motivation to keep working out and keep going for your goals. Obviously my goals are to lose weight, but I might be talking to you and your goals might be to gain weight, so I'm just going to try and generalize it for everybody. See, when you're feeling really unmotivated, as in like you've not hit the number on the scale, I need to keep reminding myself all the time about this. It is not about the numbers on the scale. The scale doesn't know how much muscle you have in your body, how much fat you have in your body, how much water you've drank that day. If you need a poo, drinking water puts weight on you. Eating food puts weight on you. It's a natural thing. And for women as well, you know, see when we're ovulating, we fluctuate, our weight fluctuates. When we're on our period, our weight fluctuates. And also the hormones, like if you're on the pill as well, or any type of birth control, like for me, I've had a bad experience with nearly all birth controls apart from the coil and the injection. I can't think of any other ones, but I've had the implant, I've been on 2 or 3 different pills. They've all put weight on me in some way or another, and I swear to God, I swear to you guys, I was working out every day, I was eating healthily, I was doing, you know, I was being really active and things like that, and I still put weight on. So genuinely, the number on the scale is just a number. Obviously, if you have different fitness goals where you need to use the scale, then that's a wee bit different, but I'm saying just to generalise that the fact that a lot of people focus on the numbers when the numbers aren't even that accurate. I mean, if your goal is to get down to 65 kilos or 60 kilos, then you do that and that's fine. Just remember that it's not all about numbers, because you might get down to that weight and still not like the way you look. It's happened to me before, so that's how I know. So yes, again, went off track because my head just goes through. Going back on motivation, I always say look back, right? When you're feeling really unmotivated, you know, to get up, to go to the gym, well not right now, but you know what I mean, to go and work out, to go that run, to go and do these different things, you know, whether it's a home workout, whether it's to go and see a PT outside, or whether it's to, I always feel that looking back to why you started and where you started and look how far you've come now, I use that as my motivation. Not only do I use my progress as my motivation, but using, you know, your journey as motivation. So I think a lot of people forget where they've started, and looking back and reflecting back on that is a massive thing for me. If you haven't tried it, please do it. You know, see on my past as well, like this is just for example, like an example of reflecting back. So basically my past, I wasn't the best person in the world. Don't worry, I never murdered anyone, I never hurt anyone as such, I hurt myself. I never made smart decisions when I was about 16 to 18. Wasn't the smartest person in the world, and basically my past with my mental health and everything else, I felt guilty and I felt ashamed and I felt alone and I felt just all the dark thoughts creeping up on me and just holding a really dark cloud over me. And when I wrote all these things down, I wrote them down and I wrote down how I felt and I wrote down everything that was holding me back in life, and I wrote them down and I looked at them and I had a good cry and I had a moment and I had reflection, and I said to myself, look at my journey so far, look at my journey after that. So I looked at all that and I said to myself, you have come so far from then to now, and honestly it was the best. It's like probably the best I could say that I've done in a long time. I've accepted who I was, I accepted the past, I accepted what happened, and I couldn't go back and change it, so I had to just let it go. Purely writing down all the things about that made me feel better. So to put this more in a perspective of what I was talking about before, so basically losing weight and things like that, start off by writing down like basically what you were when you first started and why you started and what made you start, what was your inspiration, if it was Instagram accounts, if it was your family members, if it was your dog. Write it all down and look at it, and if you want to have a cry, have a good cry. If you want to have a laugh, have a laugh. Like if you want to talk to someone about it, talk to someone about it. If you don't have anyone to talk about it and you like to talk to someone about it, hi, hit me a mail and I'll literally listen. My Instagram is always in the description box. But I feel like doing these things and writing all down, like writing down your past and writing down why you started something and writing down, you know, where you came from, i.e. where you started, like at the beginning of your journey, whether it's a recovery journey or whether it's a weight gain journey or whether it's a weight loss journey, reflecting on everything and then looking at your journey, whether it's a year's journey, months or weeks, looking at these things like kind of gives you more of a motive to keep going, if that makes any sense at all. I feel like I've touched on everything that I wanted to touch on. Just if you're going to take one thing from this video, is basically just accept the fact that it's okay to not be okay all the time. And I preach this all the time, and it's just because a lot of people think that being not okay is like something to be ashamed of, and it's not 100%. It is not. I generally sometimes see as well, see if I feel unmotivated, I tend to binge eat. I tend to, you know, eat really unhealthily, and then I feel really shit about myself, and then I end up going into depressive states, and then obviously my depression kicks in, my anxiety kicks in, and it's just like my brain overflows. Like I overthink everything, and I overthink what is Connor going to think of me? What is my mum going to think of me? Like if they find out, and it's just a big whirlwind, and it's like somebody's just hitting my head like with all these things. So it's like anxiety, bang, depression, bang, my mum, bang, Connor, bang. Like it was just everybody. I just feel like it's just hitting me with something on the head. But when I accept that it's okay, like when I accept that I'm not okay, like, and I speak to someone about it, or if I write it down, like why I'm not feeling wet, like why I'm not feeling 100%, or I try and like force myself up to drink a wee bit extra water that day, or to eat a bit of fruit instead of having a chocolate bar or something. Not saying eating chocolate's like not okay, it is okay in moderation obviously. When I just accept the fact that I'm human and that everything doesn't go 100% the way it's supposed to go, and when I accept the fact that it's just something that's just going to happen and you're going to feel down anyway and whatever, then I just accept it. And I think you guys should too if you're in the same predicament as me. Because I feel like, I know I keep preaching this and I've preached it so many times already in this video, but genuinely like accepting that is probably one of the only ways for me anyway. I don't know about you guys, but it's one of the only things that kind of keeps me going, because I do accept the fact that I'm not going to to be okay 100%. I do accept the fact that I've been diagnosed with depression, and you know, and I do my research on I research on how I feel. I literally go on Google and go, not why do I feel like this today, but I go on Google and I research obviously depression, and I've done a lot of research on anxiety and what type of anxiety I possibly might have. But obviously I don't self-diagnose myself. At the end of the day, like I do have ideas of why I'm acting certain ways and why I do certain things and things like that. And I feel like just accepting who you are and accepting that you're not going to be okay 24/7, and accepting if you do have a mental health issue, accept it, accept that you're a bit different and you're unique and you have to deal with some things, and we all need to deal with stuff in life. It's life, and you know the saying, life throws you curveballs all the time. No, life throws you bricks in the head and you need to fucking deal with them. And it just, sometimes you just kind of want to go back to when you were a child and there wasn't really a lot of stresses that you had to deal with. Not saying that's for everyone, a lot of people, their childhood is probably more stressful than adulthood, just in a general term. But yeah, so I feel like I went a wee bit off track again, my head went. Not feeling motivated 24/7 is okay. I hope throughout this video you have came across some tips on trying to feel motivated and trying to keep yourself motivated. I feel like having a structure to, you know, these times and everything, having a structure just to try and create a more normal day, I feel like just kind of keeps me going a wee bit. So try and create a routine, try and stick to it for like a week, and then hopefully it will probably just come into something that's a bit more natural. Anyway guys, I am going to end that video here. I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and if you have any tips or tricks about motivation that I haven't touched on today, please stick them in the comment section below. And also, if you would like another video on motivation, a kind of part 2, and I'll make it a bit more structured, and if there's any points that you'd want me to expand on or do some research on to talk about for you guys, please again stick them on the comment section below or mail me on Instagram. My Instagram will be in the description box. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe. We're almost at 300 guys, and I'd really appreciate it if we could get there before the end of the week. And yeah, so I'm going to end that here guys, and I will see you guys in the next video.